Good evening there, guys. I've just realised my camera is a little bit off centre there, so... Right. Now, yes, I am late, and I am incredibly unorganised, as per usual, but let's get on with this. Lads, lasses, people with classes, and of course, all of those in between. My name, in case you didn't already know, is Dexter, and welcome to the Low Energy Livestream. This is my Wednesday night weekly chat about paintball, where I try and cover the topics of the previous week, if there is any, and try and give you a heads up of what is coming up this coming weekend. And yes, of course, as people are already seeing in the comments, I am always late. But yes, you know, I try, and I am highly disorganised as per usual. I have been up until the very last minute here, writing stuff down. Yeah, I was writing stuff down until the very last minute, trying to try and get stuff to talk about for you. And I haven't even made it on the topics yet. I have been bombarded with games to talk about for this coming weekend, so I'm going to try my best and see what I can do. But so far, good evening there, Paul. Thank you very much for joining me. It was a pleasure to meet you at the weekend. Hello there, Albert. I expect that you'll be in the chat at some point. Hello there, Martello. Good evening. Ghost, good evening. Thank you very much for dropping in. Paul, of course not, but I could have made an effort with having Monday off. That's very true. Unfortunately, hello there, Nigel. Thank you very much for dropping in, and also thank you very much for the shares on Facebook. But yes, I should have made more of an effort, but unfortunately, I didn't. And yes, I don't really have much more of an excuse other than that. Yeah, I've just been, as per usual, I've been busy, but that's not your fault. It's all on me. So yes, tonight, as I kind of mentioned there before, Albert may be joining us for a little bit. I'm expecting Colin should drop in at some point. Unfortunately, the Chandy Man is actually on holiday at the moment. He is off in France at Disneyland. Now, he hasn't just gone there by himself. He has gone with his partner and other members of the Nest team and his family, with another member of the Nest team and his family. So it's you know, it's all cool. Hello there, Gassy. Thank you very much for dropping in. And ladies and gentlemen, I am unfortunately not drinking any alcohol tonight. This is just Pepsi. Right then, so let's get into this. Now, as I said, I've done a really bad job at prep this week, so I'm going to try my best and see what I can do. Now, if I've missed any games that I was informed about on the UK Paintball post, where I posted up asking for games to talk about this week, Ghost, not gonna lie, I need to be starting my streams early. Well, in my defense, OBS was broadcasting to YouTube before 8. I just hadn't clicked start on the YouTube end of things. So yes, if I have missed anyone giving us any information on the UK Paintball post that I had posted up, I am very sorry about that. I will try better in future. But there is a couple of games here that I have found on my own, so I don't actually have anybody to give shoutouts to for those ones, other than the game itself. So yes, if I have missed anyone that gives any information on the UK, I think that may be Colin. Or it might be Albert. Now for some reason this is playing through my speakers on the laptop instead of my headphones, so I will need to try and change that. These are settings. I'm very sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen, but it seems that Discord has updated lately and has decided to mess with my settings. that's weird. Strange. User settings. Oh, I'm very sorry about this. What? I don't know what is happening here. Go for default and then change back to... Right. Hopefully this should work. Change it to that. Now escape. Right, Albert, can you try your mic again there, please? Right, don't know what's going on. Ghost, you have to edit videos for your friends, so you're really going to be you're not really going to be doing your first stream on Twitch anytime soon. Well, give it a go, mate. You know, you can only start and try. Yes, Paul, other carbonated soft drinks are available. Hello, Ben. Thank you very much for dropping in. It is a pleasure to have you here. Now, hopefully if Albert comes back into the chat, that will be sorted out. I really don't know why. Let's have a quick look at this. Nope, no idea why that's happened. Right then. So, I suppose we will get into this with the game shoutouts, and yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll just open the YouTube window back up so I can actually see what your comments are. Right then, so first up, this weekend there is games happening at Rednall Combat. There is games Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning. This was just from a post that I saw shared up, so I don't actually have any more information on that. But any of the games that I talk about here, I have tried to put links in the description down below. Is there still a handprint? Very slightly, Ben. Very slightly. Next up, there is the big walk-on at Paintball Park, Kidderminster, this coming Sunday. Thank you very much, Joshua Stanifath, for this one. With the big walk-on at Paintball Park, Kidderminster, there is free entry, but it is side paint only. The paints available for the day are Tomahawk Zero, which is £40, Tomahawk Competition, which is £45, and GI 3-star, which is also £45. Magfred players are welcome. However, there is to be no first strike rounds being used. If you book online, you get your Domino's lunch included. However, which is included in your, well, yeah, in your book up. And if you do not, and you just pay on the day, it is an extra £5 on the day for your Domino's lunch. Facilities on site include clean toilets, a covered over base area, and an on-site shop, which things are always nice. Next up, thank you Ed Muggleton for this one. 1-for-1 Paintball Park has a 7-man tournament on this Sunday. If you're interested, I would suggest that you contact the site if you want a team to guest for, because team booking is closed, but I'm not sure if they are still accepting individual players for to try and see if they can, maybe if there's any spots there or not. As with what I regularly say about CPBS, which you do also have to book in advance, even if there's a game that you can't maybe get a team down to, say the tournaments and stuff where they are pre-booked, get yourself along. You can always make yourself useful, and if you're looking for a team that you can play with in the future, it's something that you can do. You can get down there, go and pod. You can go collect pods for teams, fill pods, basically pit crew for them, and make sure that those teams they have a good day. And also, it's a great step in the door if you want to get out there and play as well. So next up, there is also the Southwest Paintball League, which is £35 per player for scratch player tickets. However, contact the site for availability. I would suggest that you contact the site for availability. And paint is being sold on the day. That was another one that I found. I don't think it was actually mentioned in my post asking for information, but I thought, you know, I saw that it was happening this weekend. I'll give it a shout out as well. Next up is the Warped 10-man, which is this coming Sunday. Thank you, Dan Spanners Phillips, for this one. It is £45 per person with bring your own paint, or £60 per person, including 2,000 balls. Now, the £60 per person, including 2,000 balls, that's the deal that I'd go for. You know, if you are going to get yourself down there and go join in, it's unless you have a massive stash of paint already that you're planning on taking along, the £60 per person is where you want to be. This is a Woods Ball event, even though it is a 10-man tournament. Warped Club members will also save £10 on entry. So, if you're a Warped Club member and you want to get yourself down there and go play paintball this weekend, even with, now, unless I've got this wrong, even with the 2,000 balls, if you're a Warped Club member, that's only 50 quid. That is very good value for money. And it is capped at 5.5 balls per second. So think of it as the classic rules that have been spread around very, very far and wide. I completely massacred that saying there. The 5.5 classic rules are being used quite widely at the moment, and it seems to go down very well with a lot of sites. Next up, and I'm going to have to actually go over onto my monitor here because I didn't have time to write any more stuff down. So now if I can find stuff. Right then. So next up we have Trutinology, Olfie, and Manchester 3D Printing are doing a demo day at Outpost Paintball Chester. Thank you, Liam Weinson, for this one. I hope I've pronounced your name correctly there. It is £10 green fee and paint is £25 per box. The additional information, I'll actually read this pretty much straight off the screen here since I didn't write it down. This is an open invite to any paintballers that want to come down to Outpost Paintball Chester and check out the range of cameras and accessories from Olfie Cameras, as well as the range of mounts and stands from Manchester 3D Printing. This is an informal walk-on style day where those in attendance can be split into two teams and play against each other throughout the day. I will be on hand offering coaching advice and assistance to anyone who would like it, almost like a triage service for your game. Really, I need one of these sessions off Nick because my playing ability has gone right downhill. Green fee is £10 per player and paint is £25 per box, with the coaching and advice for free. As an added bonus, if you're a Patreon, sorry, my microphone is in the way. I'll just try and move that there. As an added bonus, if you're a Patreon of Trutinology, you'll even get a free lunch. Can I make it to the event now? Must be signed up via Patreon to Nicky T's Patreon prior to the 30th of September 2019 and at current time of the demo day. So you can't just rock up on the day and say you're a patron and get a free meal. Unfortunately. Alright then. So, next up, Paintball South have a super training day. That's this coming Saturday. Which shout out goes to Ant Perry. Thank you very much, Ant. As I said, that's this coming Saturday. And if I've got the right information here, I believe this is the right page. Yes, Paintball South. Field layout will not be any current setup. Prices include a ref for the day. Entry is £10 per head. Site paint is £30 per box of intermediate or bring your own. Lunch isn't included, but there is an option if you when you book in to request lunch for a small fee if you wish. Tea and coffee will be provided throughout. If you need any more information, please feel free to ask. So again, there is a link to the link to all these events in the description down below if you do want to go and ask these event organisers any more information. And finally, there is a game. There is the Scottish Woodland Masters, which goes shout out goes to Cara Dawadowski. I hope I've pronounced your name right there, Cara. And the information for this one, unfortunately, I don't think I've actually got much information for this one. But I believe you can contact Dave Elliott on Facebook. There should be a link in the description to the Scottish Woodland Masters Facebook page. If any of that tickles your fancy and you want to get yourself away along and have a look. Whew. Now, that is all the games. yes, that is all the games that I have to give shoutouts to for this week. Unless anybody else would like to drop anything in the comment section, and I'm more than happy to give that a shout out as we go. So then, let's have a look and see what people are saying in the comments. So, Ghost, no, you are okay there, my friend. Thank you very much for the offer, though. Ben, he can't work a computer. Imagine I'm not in charge of a vehicle. I can mostly drive a vehicle. I'm not so good on a computer though. Yeah. Hello there, Aware. Thank you very much for dropping in, checking out my live stream. Paul, good job. He only drives Postman Pat vans. It's not a Postman Pat van. It just looks like one. It's not red and has more windows. Right then. Gussie. Jeebus, were those paint prices right? For PPK walk on, or does that include the green fee? Gussie, there is no green fee for the site, but of course that is then, at least in my opinion, that's why the paint prices are slightly more expensive than you would expect to pay at a different site. Also, of course, if you do book in I can't speak. If you book in advance, you get your Domino's lunch included. Right, Albert. I think it was feedback off your headset. You're trying to sort out off air. No problem, Albert. Hopefully we'll get sorted out and you can drop in and we'll have a bit of talk. And hopefully Colin turns up before long as well. Right.
I'm actually here now. I've just had to go push the talk on my normal Mac without the headset.
Right. For some reason, you are still coming through on my laptop, on my... Yeah. Right. Yeah, so you're still coming through on my end through my laptop speakers instead of coming through on my headset. Right, I'll just have a quick look at this.
Right, so it's not me, then it's you.
Yeah, it's me. Right, I'll have to see what I can do about this. User settings.
Corny, isn't it? It's you, not me.
Yeah. Right, let's just have a try of this, see what happens here. Right, Albert. Oh, no, that's fine. Right, so that one, when I've put you through that, you're now coming through my TV monitor. Ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, this isn't the Technical Problem broadcast. Right. I'm not sure. You still there, Albert?
Yes, I'm here.
Damn. Right, that hasn't worked either. No problem.
But I'll answer you, then realise I haven't pressed the button.
No bother. Right, so I'm gonna have to try adjusting the audio through my laptop instead. Right, let's see what I can do. And yes, Ben, I do still have your travel mug.
And Sean, I know you're saying about Match Made in Heaven. I wasn't posting up Brokeback Mountain photo.
What?
Even Richie with the cowboy hats on.
Ah, yes, yeah.
Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, they're over in Disneyland with their little cowboy hats on.
I've actually been to that show. It's really good.
What, Brokeback Mountain?
No, wow, they show it at Disneyland Paris. So you get them. It's where.
Ah, right. That's why I mean. Right, Albert, can you hear us there now? Well, yeah, I know you can hear me, but
yes, I can hear you.
Right, I think The reason that my headset wasn't working was because it was unplugged.
Oh, God, dicks.
These things happen. Oh dear. Right, now I can go on there. Right, so yes, how are you doing after the weekend?
Wet and I'm sore.
Wet and sore. Oh, is it sore from being having things self-induced, or is it sore from running around?
Oh, just normal paintball.
You see, as much as I had a fantastic weekend, I'm not sore in the slightest.
I was doing a lot of running between Poison Ivy and Colin.
Yeah.
So I was doing because obviously Poison Ivy. Was his real name Liam?
Yes.
I was running between Liam and Colin.
Yeah.
Because Colin was at the bottom end of the net field, Liam was up the top of the trenches.
Yeah.
So I was running backwards and forwards, relaying stuff between them two because the walkie-talkies they had were crap.
Well, I suppose at least they had them. And but technically, did you not just become the walkie-talkie?
Near enough.
Yeah, I think it was Liam Frith. I think that was his name. It was the general for the. Well, this was the second general for the evil side.
Canny lad.
Well, I mean, come on. He gave away. He's used thong as a prize at the end of the day.
Oh, was that him?
Yes.
I didn't recognise him without his wig on.
Yeah, you didn't recognise him without his underwear on.
Yeah, because I seen him on the Saturday, and he said about, yes, Gav, I was running. Not like you. I seen him, I was talking to the lad on the Saturday, and he said about his used thumb was going to be the prize for the best villain.
Yeah.
But I didn't realise that was Liam.
Yep. But I'm
What Ariel, as I was calling him by the end of the day.
Ariel.
Yeah, the
Well, that was it for how wet it was.
More like Ariel, and he did Poison Ivy.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's it. With how wet it was at the end of the day, we could have been under the sea. So
I still laugh at what you said to Mike Ticket.
Oh, which what?
When you asked him if he was a wet cat.
Oh yes, when I asked him if he was a wet pussy.
It was a moist pussy, is what you said.
That's it, moist pussy, yeah. Well, come on. You can't dress up as a cat for an event and not expect getting some things like that said.
His face, the picture. Mind his wife was laughing at him.
Yeah.
Back off.
Yeah. That's it. It was a great weekend. It was just a shame that for going down, I think that was the least paintball I've ever played at an event. And it wasn't the site's fault. It was just me being... Well, Saturday I got down too late, and I didn't get to play much more. And for some reason, I'm a bad workman blames his tools, but I'm basically admitting I'm a bad workman. But my Franken pump did not shoot right on Saturday. The velocity was fluctuating a fair bit, but the balls were just dropping straight away, and I didn't have time to sit and work at it, so I just put it in my kit bag and left it. Sunday, by the time we got to the site late. By the time I finally got ready, I just I didn't get much field time, and then obviously when the bad weather set in and most players left, I packed myself up and went as well. But the site was a great site. It was, I was there with fantastic people. It was just it seemed like this last weekend was a perfect storm of things that meant that I didn't get to spend much time on field. But
just going off what Gassy said, yeah, Finley was pushing forward all the time. He was saying that Finley very much enjoyed himself and would be back out playing more regularly.
Yeah,
and was proud of himself being pulled for doing 15 BPS on a semi.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was proper getting right in the struggle.
Yeah. That's great to hear. That was it. I mean, everyone on site was having a fantastic time, and I was running around and just couldn't get anything to work right.
For me, it's the second time the weather's just ruined it. Don't get me wrong, it was still a great event, but like the GCC and Villains would have been like on another level if it hadn't been for the rain.
Yes, yeah, that's it. I mean, this year seems to have been a bit of a bad year for playing in. Now, I must say, I think had I gone and played, I think it was Operation Sandpit or Operation Snake Pit, Viper's Nest. I think had I gone and played that, I probably would have spent more time playing this weekend. But that's because you'd have been able to get into the buildings and kind of kept out the rain. So I'm not disappointed in going to Superheroes vs Villains, and it's one I will definitely be. If I can get there next year, I will be back playing that game again next year.
Brilliant sight.
Yes, yeah. The one complaint I did have from the little bit of time I spent on field was the amount of shots that were coming in at your feet. It seemed like, I'm not sure if the netting had been put in at one point and then the trees have grown since, and it seemed like the netting is lifted with that, so you were having to hang really far back from a lot of bunkers because the entirety of your feet were exposed in a lot of places, which isn't something that you normally have to think about a lot, but it added something more to the game. It was something more that you had to think about when you were playing. But they have them having the sub-air field out that you can go and play on, them having the hyperball field out now which you can go and play on, both absolutely fantastic.
I'm not a fan of netting in paintball, and I never have been. And a whole netted field, I just stayed well clear of it. I was playing that far right-hand side in the pitches all day.
Yeah. You see, I wish I'd gotten over that way, but I pretty much, because I took to the game so late, I kind of just went straight out and went in for the first place where I get into a firefight, which was where the netting was. I think I would have probably been better off going off somewhere else and trying to play there. But
Nigel's put on here that on walk on feet shots don't count.
All right. See, I don't know how I feel about that. Because surely, what's the situation of if you're kneeling down and shooting under the netting, or you're not allowed to shoot under the netting if you're playing an event, like if you're playing at a walk on?
Pass, because that's only the second time I've ever played that. I played it in District 10.
Yeah.
Many.
Yes.
Ago,
yeah, that was probably around 2011. Maybe it's 2010.
2010.
I don't honestly know. Was it that was the very first Super 6, wasn't it? Because
I'm not sure.
They weren't in the when they ran it for 2 years, didn't they?
Yes. To be fair, I think it was the second year.
10 was in the very first one. It wasn't in time.
Yeah.
Because of all the hoo-ha with the paint.
Yes. That was the one that I played. That was the first time I played the site. Was when they had the problems, when they had the issues with the paint, and yeah, that was it was District 10, but I can't remember what year it was. I'm not sure if it was, it must have been 2000. It was the second year of Super 6 that I think I played, Although, I can't remember if I actually played the first year or the second year. No, think about it. I'm actually not sure. What's that? Ben says seeing Nicky T going arse over tit on the hyperball field was comical when he did his live stream. You know what it is? I still haven't actually watched his live stream, and I've got to, because I want to see if he caught himself slipping and falling over.
All right, now I watched one of the live streams and you don't see him falling over. But did he do more than one?
I don't know. It was the live stream that he did while he was playing on field, and it was.
I know he was live streaming when I played, but I didn't see that one because he was standing behind the young lassie filming it.
Yeah.
And I'm shouting, like, Nicky T, tell her what to do. You know, we won't mind. It was a little lassie in a boiler suit with rental gear.
Yeah.
But that's not the one I watched.
Yeah.
It was the other one. I think he's got more than one live stream.
Yeah. Oh, that's very probable. But it started off. He started off without a marker when he went out, when he was live streaming, like, sort of. I think he was kind of doing like player interviews as he was trying not to get shot as well, and then there was
taking the pick out of me when I was playing.
Yeah.
Oh, Gav switched from his push to his JTs due to fogging.
See,
so he switched from a nearly £200 mask to a pair of JTs.
Yeah, which cost like £45. I must say, I rarely ever have problems with my JTs fogging. It's always my glasses that fog.
Yeah, same here. I never have a problem with the actual lens. When I take them off, it's my glasses that are fogging up, not the lenses.
Yeah. Which is always disappointing because there's not much I can do. I can't play without my glasses on, and I've talked about it before, but to get contacts would cost us an absolute fortune. So contacts are pretty much out of the window. They're just not really that much of an option. And also, I'm not a big fan of the idea of shoving stuff into my eyes. So yeah, that's not what I really want to do. Laser eye surgery is a possibility, but again, cost a fortune. And it seems like I've never had a problem with wearing glasses. So the idea of spending like £1,000 going and getting laser eye surgery just so that I don't have to wear glasses when I play paintball is a bit of a... it's something I don't really fancy doing.
I used to wear contact lenses, but I scared myself and I've never worn them since.
Did you fall asleep with it on?
I used to regularly leave them in and not clean them properly, and I ended up getting ulcers on my eye.
Yeah.
And having the guy pin my eye open while coming at me with a needle and saying, "Mr. Hayes, stop trying to blink." I'm like, well, what do you expect? You're coming at me out with a needle.
Yeah.
And then the pain when he was scraping my eyeball with this needle to take samples of the ulcer to make sure it wasn't anything else than just a dirty eye. That was it. I've never worn contacts since. My own stupid fault.
Yeah. You see, there's like a couple of things that I have issues with, and it's like fingernails and eyeballs. Just nope. Well, no. And I mean that's a base human instinct that somebody tries to stick something in your eye, you try and close your eyelids to protect your eye, and this whole thing of like don't blink. It's like no, just no.
I'd worn them for a good 25 years before I had any problems.
Yeah.
So I wore them since I was 16-year-old, and I was in my 30s when I had this problem. But Nigel saying Nicky T slips over at 14
15.
45, 15.
Yeah.
So must be on his live stream, then, yeah.
Yeah. Because there was loads who were watching, obviously, at the netting, and you just see him run along, and he goes to run around a bunker, and his feet just went out from under him, and he went straight down. And it was, obviously, I mean, he's right at the very far end of the field, but it was really comical. And it could have happened to anyone. I mean, I think it was the second time I went on to play it on the field. I went to start running, and I think I must have been leaning too far forward off the brake, and I ended up windmilling my legs just to stay on my feet. And I did manage to stay on my feet, but I think if I'd had to run any further, I probably would have gone over. Yeah, I was starting to go, but yeah, I made it my primary, and Colin managed to get in there just behind us, and Colin's propane pump wasn't working, and then I got shot.
Well, that would have been when I was going for the same bunker as you. Then Colin decided to go to the same bunker as well when he was faster than me, so I ended up going somewhere else.
Yeah, but yeah, I know for a fact that I didn't shoot anyone all weekend. In fact, I honestly, actually, I can't say that. I don't know if I shot anyone or not, but I am pretty damn sure I didn't shoot a single person all weekend. But to be honest, that's becoming a more and more regular type of thing. Like my snap shooting now, and honestly, my playing skill in general is just abysmal nowadays. Good evening there, Chris. Thank you very much for dropping in. But yeah, I really need to put some training in, and I need to lose some of this belly, which was pointed out to us numerous times by numerous people over the weekend. So thank you very much, guys. And yeah, I need to train more. I just need to actually spend some time practicing things like my snap shooting and just switching hands and all that sort of stuff, because since I don't get out on the field as much anymore, all my skills have just disappeared. That's assuming I had any in the first place, like.
I know I definitely did shoot a few people. I think I verbally abused more, like, but
no, it is. I didn't even get to verbally abuse anyone.
Oh, I did.
Yeah. So I honestly didn't spend enough time on fields to even have the opportunity to kick off with anyone. Ben, yes, the slap sealed the deal. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do actually still have like a bit of a mark. I'm pretty sure that's a fingerprint there.
I think I've ended up getting myself a catchphrase because I kept on saying it a few times. Kept on shouting to people to grow up here.
Grow up here from Albert.
Balls. And funny enough, it was near enough the same person every time.
Yeah.
Ah.
No, there will only be nicety on this show.
No, I'll get wrong again.
Ben says when he slapped me belly, it stung his hand in the pub. Well, you shouldn't slap my belly then, should you? Like a bowl full of jelly.
I like Gav's training.
Yeah. It's that donuts and cakes and stuff.
Donuts, cakes, pie, cookies and sweets.
Very nice. I've just taken a box of sweets into work today, so that I'll have temptation taken away from us, because I know what happens every time I try and go on a diet. I do so well when I'm at work, when I'm kept busy. I have my little rice cakes as my snacks, and I have like my broccoli and my rice and my chicken for my healthy meal, and then I get home and the wife isn't here and I'm bored.
And you stuff your face.
Yeah, I stuff my face with crisps and stuff. Yep.
Same, mate.
I basically go in and I just gorge, and then I feel like shit.
You go in because you're hungry, and like you say, no one else is in the house, so like, oh, I'll have that sly bag of...
Yep, and that sly bag of crisps turns into an entire multi-pack.
Yeah, been there.
Yeah.
Done that.
Yes.
Where's Colin at?
I've no idea. Colin was like saying that he was going to be here tonight, and yet he hasn't turned up. We've got to have the general from the winning side turn up. Then again, I suppose that would be ultimately villainous, wouldn't it?
Yeah, what, to leave us hanging?
Mm-hmm. But yeah. So as a little side note, now I don't know if anything will come from it, but at the weekend, I don't know if you were actually there or not, Albert, but I did actually get a chance to ask Mike Tate if he could get his hands on one of the Tipman Tactical suicide vests, or at least if he could find out how much they were, or if they were even available to get. So you never know. Someday, ladies and gentlemen, I may have one of those at an event to play with.
It wasn't made by Tipman, though.
It was Tipman Tactical that made it.
No, because the bit that I sent to you wasn't even Tipman Tactical.
I'm sure.
You know the pictures I sent to you?
Pardon?
You know the pictures I sent to you of the vest?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. But I'm just having a look on YouTube.
Find it again and I'll tell you the company that made it, but it wasn't Tipman Tactical. It wasn't the same people who made the Hellcat. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I thought it was Tipman Tactical.
2 seconds.
No worries. Of course, and now I'm finding things that are completely unrelated. It was Tipman Ordnance. That's the YouTube channel that's got it. Damn. Hang on, I better stop this before it starts playing.
No ties to Tipman at all.
You see, it's a Tipman offshoot. It's a bit like how some of the salt guns, they are Tipman TPXs. There's a lot of sort of like less than lethal stuff is Tipman A5s and Tipman 98s, but they're not Tipman. You know, they're basically the offshoots. But yeah, it's the Tipman Ordnance Pneumatic Suicide Bomber Simulation Vest. It's even posted up on their page, right? On the Tipman Ordnance YouTube channel. Video shows the Tipman vest as it detonates using a non-lethal liquid paintball. Damn right, I want one of those. Catch you later, Nigel. Thank you very much, and it was a pleasure to meet you at the weekend as well. Ben, yes, it is pretty much the fish and a rice cake diet. Yes. Ghost, when your TPX gets fixed, you'll have to play with it more. And if Dex played with the TPX, he wouldn't need to switch hands. Ghost, I did actually used to play with TPXs. At one point, I think it was around about 2012, I ran a dual TPX setup. And then for a while after that, I ran one on its own as a... I ran one on its own with a Sarge kit on it, and before that, I believe it was, before I even went to the dual setup, I ran a TPX on its own. I just kind of got bored of it. It was fun running around with pistols and just blasting shots off, but it just, yeah, I preferred playing stock class and just having like the pump action things. That just appealed to me more.
Colin, why are you not talking for? You're in the chat.
Yes. Hello there, Colin. Are you being villainous and refusing to join the chat? And also, hello there, Rich. And how was Disneyland?
Dex, you're breaking up their mind.
Oh, am I losing you?
I don't know if it's me or you, or if it's coming through the stream, but I only got part of when you were saying a load of rip.
Alright, I'll leave the chat and then come back.
No problem.
Right, there we go. You should be able to hear us fine there now.
No problem.
By the way, Albert, have you seen in there in the general section on the respawn, Colin posing with his trophy?
No.
Yep, if you go to the general section in the respawn page on the respawn server on Discord, there's Colin looking very happy with his trophy.
It's taking its while to load up. I've just got 2 bricks dancing.
No worries. Got 2 bricks dancing.
2 bricks dancing.
Yeah. Rich says he's hitting about 20,000 steps a day. His feet look like Albert's face. That's just mean.
Hello.
Hello there, Colin.
Hello.
Or should we say Kingpin?
Yes, victorious Kingpin.
Yep.
Ah. Snarf.
See, I can't remember if I posted up in our group chat, or if it was a different chat that I was in, where I've come up with my cosplay for next year, my villain costume for next year.
Yeah, you didn't put it up in our group chat.
Right. Well, basically...
What was that? An orangutan?
No, not an orangutan. I'm thinking I'm going to go as...
Albert's going as Hitler from Little Nicky.
Oh, God. That would go down really well, wouldn't it?
Well, I wanted to go this year as Freddie Star Hitler, but I just money and time, I couldn't do it. So I think Freddie Star Hitler would have been kind of...
Yeah. Well, see, that's it. I hadn't really been planning on coming until quite late on, so I didn't sort out a costume either. But yeah, next year I'm thinking about going as the iconic scene from Silence of the Lambs where Buffalo Bill dances to Goodbye Horses.
I've never really watched it.
Oh my God.
Not my sort of film.
What is your sort of... it's Despicable Me, isn't it?
Yeah, Despicable Me, Cars.
Anything made by Disney Pixar.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Well, there's a film called Clerks, right? Well, specifically it's Clerks 2, Colin, where... what? Rich is right, I'm going to knock a baby out. Okay then.
He's going to the toilet for a shite.
That could be what he means. Catch you later, Rich.
That's for sure.
So yeah, there is a film called Clerks, and it's specifically Clerks 2, where the scene is reenacted by by Jay and Silent Bob. Well, specifically Jay. But yes, I'm pretty sure that most people that haven't seen Silence of the Lambs are still familiar with the scene. And Gav says he can just see us as the Orange Tango Man. Thanks.
Sorry to hijack your post, but yes, Gassy, I love that T-shirt, but I would have to write something on it. It's a T-shirt with the famous, the famous bit from Full Metal Jacket where it's Born to Kill.
Yeah.
It's Born to Milsim, and it's got 2 10-round tubes sticking out the side of the helmet.
But 10-round tubes aren't Milsim. That's not right.
Saying he won it in the raffle at Heroes vs Villains and thought of me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That you would. I'm sure you would love that, wouldn't you, Albert?
Actually, that sort of design, but Born to Pump would be good.
Yeah. The thing is, though, only paintballers would get that. Everyone else would assume it was about like farting or alternatives.
Well, that would work both ways because I fart like a good anyhow.
See, that was something that I saw Ben comment about earlier on, saying that it was the ginger pumps that ruined the weekend for him. Because me and Ben shared a room for the event, and that was pretty much how I greeted him on Sunday morning, by just letting out a massive fart. I'm proud of that fart.
That's no different than normal.
Well, it is different than normal, because I don't normally greet Ben in the same room by farting.
I've shared that T-shirt on our talk.
Right, champion. I'll just see if I can find that.
Yes, Gav. Yeah, Gassy bought that T-shirt. That's where he said, yeah, but it will be Born to Gear Soft would be wrote on it.
Well, that's not very politically correct now, is it?
I was just looking at looking back at the chat and saying about the maze field with Gavin saying about Scotch Corner, you couldn't shoot over or under the netting.
Yeah.
There are plans to alter that slightly for next year.
Right, charming.
Yeah, that netting field was a nightmare, like Colin, really was. I never played in it the entire weekend because it was just no.
Yeah, there's a plan in place to
tear it all down.
To extend the netting upwards and downwards, so you can't shoot under it or over it or through it or anything.
Yeah.
But there is a possibility that the lower level of it, up to about 2 foot, could be an opaque barrier as well. So if you want to be really sneaky, you can lay down at the side of it, but you can't stand up or crouch at the side of it and not be seen.
I must admit, I'm not a fan of net barriers in a paintball field. Never have been.
I think the idea of it is actually really good because it means that you might be able to see the target, but you can't necessarily shoot them.
Hey, up we've got Chan from Frogland on.
Bonjour.
Bloody hell!
Hello.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Bonjour. How is the gay Paris?
Bon.
It's what?
C'est bon.
I think.
Bon.
Does that not mean it's
Très
okay?
bon. Very good.
No, I don't know. I didn't do very well with French in high school. To be honest, I didn't do very well with high school, so...
High school? Did you go to America, like?
No.
First time I've heard it called high school in this country.
Nah, there was first school, middle school, high school.
Infants, juniors, seniors.
When junior, senior a band? Weren't they a band that couldn't stop their feet?
What?
There was something like don't stop the beat. Can control their feet. People in the street. Come on, everybody, move your feet.
Sounds really dodgy in your accent. That does.
Yeah. Her French in a northern accent doesn't sound right. Yeah.
Like a very dodgy hello.
Bonjour, ça va bien, merci, et vous? That's about all I can remember of French. So anyway,
Merde.
Yeah, that's the only swear word I know in French as well. So Charlie man, how was your weekend at Superheroes versus Villains?
Other than wet.
Yes.
Other than wet.
Wet and busy.
Chandy, was it moist?
Very moist.
I think it was a bit more than just moist.
See, but I don't get it because some of the photos Sarah was taking looked like it was okay.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, I think at the height of the raining, when I was sitting under my umbrella in the middle of the safe area, there was a few photos taken of us, and you wouldn't have even thought it was raining. I just kind of look like I'm sitting randomly in the middle of the safe zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, that's what you were doing.
Well, it is kind of what I was doing, yeah, but...
That's all I did on Sunday.
I mean, to be fair, the morning it wasn't too bad.
No, the morning was actually nice.
It was because once you're in the actual woods itself, the trees took most of the rain away anyway. It was just when we got that downpour at lunch that it just totally and utterly stoked everybody.
Yeah.
And no, Paul, we do not want Dex on the karaoke.
Oh, yes, you do.
Karaoke for where?
No,
Yes, you
we
do.
don't. No, we don't.
Ben says, much respect to Chan, though, for sorting the resi. So there you go, Chan.
Ben? Oh,
Yeah.
Mr. Rex.
Yes.
Poor old Mr. Chan had spent all morning Sunday fixing stuff and didn't actually play.
Yeah. I think the
Didn't
original...
play at all Sunday.
Yeah, the original plan was that you were going to, like, work on some gear in the morning, like, speak to people and stuff, weren't you? And then go out and play.
Yeah, and then I tipped it down. I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. It was,
What you ought to have done is gone out to play in the morning and then sort stuff in the afternoon.
The thing is, though, if you'd done it that way, it would never get sorted.
I felt more sorry for Dex's car. It must have been wheeling all the way back home.
You know what it is, Albert?
At the back for Chan to fix.
Albert, there was one point where I put my foot on the brakes and thought, this isn't stopping. So I'm just casually
You'll have to
driving.
buy yourself a trailer and call it the sweetie shop.
Yeah. That's it, yeah. Like, although I'm kind of worried that if I do that, people might start and get the wrong idea about us.
What do you mean, start?
Yeah, I do kind of think that Chan is going to need to get a trailer and just have it like made up as the Chandy Man.
Make it look like the candy store of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm not coming to an event in a top hat and tails with a big point.
Dressed as the child snatcher. Lollipops! Ice cream!
Actually, there you go. There's your costume for next year for Heroes versus Villains.
Oh, God.
Chan's more the build for the child catcher.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I mean, Chan. Yeah, he's got the physique for the kitty catcher.
So, Richie decided to take a Rolf Harris mask and a Jimmy.
I could come dressed as a fat kid that you can catch.
God.
Albert, you're going as little Nicky Hitler.
Yeah. Chan, if I say to you, Buffalo Bill doing the Goodbye Horses dance, do you know what I mean?
Goodbye Horses dance?
Yeah.
Oh, please say no.
No.
How can none of you know that scene?
Because we've all got good taste in films.
What do you mean Silence of the Lambs is an amazing film?
It's off Silence of the Lambs.
It might well be an amazing film, but it just doesn't interest me.
I've watched Silence of the Lambs and I don't know.
You know, Buffalo Bill. Put the lotion. It puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again.
No.
Oh God.
I know that.
Yeah, it's where he's dancing in his room in front of the mirror.
Oh, right, okay.
Yes.
Albert's more a Mussolini from Gav.
Ben says camo dinner jacket would have suited him well. Yeah, actually, I do think Chan would probably fit the dinner jacket quite well.
Who won it?
That's the thing.
No.
Has the auction hasn't been done yet, has it, Colin?
No, it hasn't. No, I'm not sure when it will be being done. To be honest.
Yeah.
I've not heard anything from Stefan or Wallace, but
yeah,
I'd imagine they're probably letting the dust settle a little bit before they start.
Yeah.
Trying to organise that as well.
Yeah. That's it. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that may have not actually been at the event at the weekend, which I realise a lot of you were, for those of you that weren't, the charity auction that was supposed to take place, because the weather was so bad, the raffle temporarily got postponed until
and then
like
they
about
persevered
an hour later.
with that.
Yeah, they got through that.
They persevered with the raffle by using megaphones so everyone could actually hear them announcing the numbers.
I thought that was just Ben.
But and then so the auction is going to take place online because it was deemed, the staff didn't want to have everyone. Well, I'm assuming it was because the staff didn't want to have everyone stand out in the rain for however long it took to actually work their way through the auction, and have everybody just drenched through, because it was torrential on the Sunday afternoon after dinner. There was no way everyone could have stood out in that.
You'd have probably been more dry if you'd gone and stood under a shower for an hour.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, it was wet.
This bit, I want to shitty pew.
Yes.
What did you win, Ben?
Did you not know
GOG Enemy?
Yeah, Ben won the GOG Enemy.
Ah.
Yep.
Who won the crossover? I missed who it was.
I'm not sure.
Some kid I've not seen before.
First of all, I'm gonna get in bed, so was just a quick drop in.
Cool.
Colin, let me know in a little bit in advance when the auction is starting, because I will push that pump gun on the Empire Appreciation sites. There's a couple of Empire Sniper Appreciation sites.
Yeah.
And that's where a couple of the Americans were asking me questions about it.
Can you add me to them groups, please?
Not a problem. I will do that when we finish there.
I don't know if Chan's still listening or not, but he's out of the chat now. But if you well enjoy the rest of your holiday, Chan.
Yeah,
go and make Rich sick again.
Yeah, and video it.
Damn, that's like now he squished the washing basket there. Using it as a footstool.
Yes, so there's two. There's one just called the Sniper Appreciation Group, and there's the other one called the Empire Sniper and Resurrection Appreciation Group. I'll add you to both.
Cool.
What's that? Paul says
Albert,
downgrade.
you're starting to sound like a spaceman.
You are?
You're starting to sound like a spaceman.
Alright. 2 seconds, I'll go out and back in.
Paul saying downgrade from the JT last year then, Ben. Not sure what that's in reference to.
That better?
I can hear you fine.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that any better?
Yes.
It must have, after a while, Discord must have started like degrade, because you've had to do the same, haven't you, Dex?
Yeah, I had to before, yeah.
Yeah.
It's...
So can I just ask, what were there any? Because I don't know about you, I had a fantastic weekend. Absolutely loved every minute of it, and it was a pleasure to be part. But were there any negatives, or anything you would do to improve it, or?
Colin, could you do us a favour? Could you?
It stopped.
Colin, you're going really robotic. Could you just drop out and come straight back in, please?
Well, I heard what he said, so basically, yeah, it stopped. Could we just keep doing it?
Am I less robotic now?
Yeah, you seem to be coming through fine there now. Right.
Sorry, I can't hear what I said.
Right. Shall I say what I was saying again then?
I pretty much heard what
I
pretty much heard what you said. It was just like you were starting to go a bit robotic. Is there anything I would change?
Is there any negatives? Anything you would change? Suggested improvements? Anything like that?
I think you're best off asking that one to the chat. See what the 11 people who are watching think.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah, the chat obviously goes.
Because obviously this year was actually the first year run without Nick and Sally. Because obviously Nick and Sally retired last year, and Wallace and Stefan took over, so it was their sort of first year totally organising it on their own.
Yeah.
I think Sally's been in the wings, sort of, if they needed anything, any help or whatever. She's been there to ask questions of, but they've not really put anything in this year, as it were.
Yeah.
They've not been the ones organising anything. They've just been sort of like advising.
Yeah.
So I think for a first year organising it all themselves, I think the pair of them have done a fantastic job.
Yes, I would second that. Yeah.
Gassie's put the biggest negative for him was that Nicky T wouldn't give him his free floor.
Yeah.
I think that was a massive negative for everybody.
And Gav's put all the geese were happy, thoroughly enjoyed the day, Colin.
Yeah, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed the whole weekend, and it's probably one of the best events I've played for years, even if it was spoiled by the rain.
Yeah.
But yeah, were there any suggestions as far as like spawn points or improvements to the fields that would make it a better gameplay or less controversy, shall we say?
The only, bear in mind, I'll fully admit, I screwed up and I didn't get much game time in over the weekend. But the only complaint I had about the game zone from the time I did spend on field was the gap at the bottoms of the bunkers. Now it's a minimal one. It's a bit of a petty one because it's just a case of, well, don't stand right up against the bunkers, move back a bit so that you can't get your feet shot. Play smarter. You know, there's that sort of aspect of it, but it was just that a lot of the bunkers were in that situation where, I mean, obviously it was the same on both sides. You would see people run up the bunkers, or you'd run up to a bunker yourself, and they just got your feet shot, so you've got to go right back to the respawn point. But that said, the respawn points weren't exactly, like, there was always one that was within reason for walking away and coming back. You didn't have to travel miles to go to respawn.
If you wanted to, you could have been back in play within 30 seconds.
Oh yes, yes. I mean that's it.
If you didn't want to run, if you walked, you'd probably be back in a minute.
That's it. I think the longest I spent out of the game in between respawns was probably 2 minutes because I stopped for like a couple of minutes in between. Well, I stopped for like a minute. I went over the respawn, gave myself a wipe down or whatever, and then had a couple of seconds, and then went off and walked back into the game.
Catch your breath and walk in.
Yeah, because I believe that was at the point where I had actually ran yeah, I actually ran across the game zone and got shot, and then had to go and take half an hour out.
I don't know about anyone else, but the first sort of half an hour or so, I mean, it seemed to be a lot longer than it was. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But
It's in a good way.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I said this on the day. I was like, kind of, we'd been out there, and I thought it was like, kind of, it must be like nearly 11 o'clock by now, and we're really holding the field and all this lot. And Wallace was walking back from, he'd just been up at the top of the field and pulled the guys back because to try and give it a bit more of a gameplay. I said to him, we must be about halfway through. What's the time? And he pulled his phone out of his pocket and unlocked it, and it was like 20 past 10.
Yeah.
Like, we've only been out 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It feels like we've been out an hour.
Well, that was it.
So, what?
I think it was probably about...
Can I have a word in?
Yeah, of course, go on.
I have been trying for the last 20 minutes.
Sorry about
that. The only suggestion he has is the boundary tapes off to the left. There was a few guys playing out of bounds, and at one point they did encounter a cyclist in a yellow jacket.
No, that's not good. Yeah, that's...
And my one gripe, we pushed hard up the right-hand side, right up practically to the barrier, and then we were moving in overs, and their respawn didn't move back. So we were right on top. Now, every other game I've played, if you get really close to the respawn will move back.
Yeah.
One, to give their guys chance when they're respawning, and also to give us the chance because we've taken that ground.
Yeah.
Now, their respawn didn't move.
Yeah.
It just stayed where it was, so we were a stalemate.
Yeah.
The marshal was telling us we couldn't go no further forward. because we were in their respawn, but he wouldn't move back.
Yeah.
Because we were saying, well, surely you should move. We've now taken this ground.
Yeah.
So now you should move. If you're there respawn, you should move back.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what Gav's saying about the boundary tape, I actually found myself. It was up off on that far right beyond where at the edge of the trenches. I actually found myself at one stage realizing I was the wrong side of the trees because it was literally just tape round every other tree or so.
Mm-hmm.
Could do with being a bit more
something that stands out a bit more.
consistent along. Yeah, well, it was up that top end because the trees weren't as closely tied together.
Yeah.
They'd sort of just tied little knots around the tree, so you'd end up if you didn't see it on the tree you walked past, you wouldn't see it.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I suppose if you're running as well and you're focusing more on fighting, you're not going to be necessarily paying attention to a bit of tape around the tree.
Yeah, I was more interested in not getting shot.
Yeah. Which is, it's an easy thing to happen when you're going through that sort of stuff on a day.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused as to how you managed to bump into a cyclist in a yellow jacket, though. You must have been right off beyond the tape at that point, because there is a coast-to-coast cycle path runs across there somewhere, but that's well off the side.
The thing is, there's a possibility it's maybe been somebody that's been having a little bit of explore in the woods when they've been passing through. They followed maybe some little foot trail or something.
Possibly.
Because it wouldn't be the first time somebody's had a bit wander around thinking, "Ooh, what's that noise going on over there?"
I've made the suggestion that possibly bring that field limit in slightly on that far end because it was getting a bit sort of sparse up that end. I mean, the other guys, the heroes, could have quite easily, if they'd have sent a big push up down that top, they could have easily come round behind us and just wiped us out from behind.
Yeah.
Because there was a big open space at that top end. I mean, at one stage, Damo was way behind our lines. He was like off in the field behind us.
Yeah. Gav's just said there was cycling. Yeah.
Yeah, they were in like the field that we started in. First spawn.
Gav's just said there that
cycling in the woods right on the tape edge.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've got to kind of wonder.
Yeah, I would maybe.
That would have been fun if one of them got shot.
Well, yeah, but I can't help but wonder if that's exactly what they've done. They've heard noise, they've heard banging, they've seen smoke and gone, yeah, let's go and have a look. What's going on over there? Yeah.
Yeah, I think they do need to sort of like maybe pull that barrier further in.
Yeah. Gassie's just said there, large groups of players walking around without hands up, then complaining that they were dead players when you shot them, and other players using them as walking barricades, which got them shot again. You see,
yeah, well, that's just common paintball common sense.
Yeah.
If you walk around with your hands down, you're gonna get shot.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
I mean, granted, if you get shot and you're walking away, then you get a certain distance away. You tend to drop your arms down because you know that you clear out of sight. But if you're walking in, if you literally get shot, then walk off with your hands down, you're gonna get shot.
Yeah. You see, I'm kind of the sort of theory of even if you're when you think you're way outside of the game zone, and if you put your hand down, you're still liable of getting a shot unless you start to do things, like put your barrel sock on, stick your marker on your shoulder, or anything like that. Once you start doing stuff like that, I think those are kind of big indicators of, look, I'm out, especially when it comes to putting your barrel sock on. Now, you can't trust that in an enemy player who's maybe 50 meters away or something like that. I don't know. It's going to see that you've got a barrel sock on. But if you put your hand down and you're just wandering around the game zone, and it's an active game zone, you've got to accept the possibility of shots coming in at you. Now, if it's somebody standing a few meters away from you and you've got your barrel sock on and you're holding your marker in a funny position or something, I think it's a lot of it requires a little bit of common sense being used about like the situations of what's the player doing, how are they holding their gear, how are they holding themselves when they're walking around the game zone. But yeah, for the most part,
but
yeah, go on.
But the point that Gassy makes at the end of it about players using them as a walking barrier, I mean, that's dirty play. But
yes,
it happens. It's dirty play.
Yeah,
and that's more the person using you as a barricade's fault than your own, or the person shooting at you.
Yeah.
This I know exactly what Gassy's on about. It happened a couple of times right in the middle of the game. The main path that ran from the trenches to the net field. And it happened quite regularly. And it was as if they were on purposely walking slow. Obviously, I'm not going to name names, but they got a few choice words off me because it was as if they were doing it deliberate.
Yeah.
They were deliberately walking, guns down, arms down, and you were obviously not shooting at them. You were shooting at the people behind them, but it was as if they knew what they were doing, so it was allowing the other team to get into better bunkers.
Yeah. Albert, of course they knew what they were doing. Any team that that behaviour comes from any team, they know exactly what they are doing. Big group. It's what was it? I can't remember what it was called. It's like steam training or something like that, or in tournament play. It's effectively the exact same thing. They know what they're doing, and they know when you kick off at them, it gives their mates an opportunity for them to move into their bunkers as well because they're distracted on arguing with them. It's you see that sort of thing happen in a lot of games. Doesn't matter what game you go to, there's a good chance you'll see behaviour like that happen. Gassy says that was exactly where it was, Albert.
I jumped in because one of them was getting really aggressive with, I don't know if you know Chris Holmes, really canny lad, he's only young, wouldn't say boober goose, and he's shooting at the people behind him, and this guy got quite aggressive, but he didn't like it when I got aggressive back. Told him that off and grow up here, he's not shooting you, he's shooting the guy behind you.
Yeah. But that's the thing, it's like, I can understand, I think we've all been in a game where somebody's shot you and they keep shooting you. And all they're doing is they're just being vindictive when they do it. And it's like, yes, look, I'm out. Okay, I'm out. Right, I'm out. Okay, you can stop shooting as I'm out. And there might actually be nobody else around you. But it's if you start taking shots, you put your hand up. If you're still taking shots, it's the quick look around, like, hang on, is there live players around? Is a man in the middle of a firefight here? Maybe I should move. If you move and they continue to shoot you, that's them being vindictive. But I think we've all been in situations, where there's like a ref standing literally in your line of fire, and you do the ref, can you move? Ref, can you move? Ref, can you move? Right, that's it. You're getting shot. You're gonna get shot.
One in the arse, they normally move pretty quick.
And then you get the why you shoot? Oh wait, it's because there's a guy over there.
Yeah, I'm in the way.
Gassy says it's real rodent. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's effectively the scenario version of real rodent. They're walking through a game zone as a group of years and knowing full well that your mates are going to use as a rolling bunker.
Shields.
Yeah. Fortunately, there's not enough of Nest for it to actually do that. Yeah.
I don't know, you could protect most of the team.
Oof! Hang on, I'm not even the biggest guy on the... Actually, yeah, I'm probably now. Yeah.
You between you and Rich Robson, you could probably protect most teams.
Thanks. Oh, God.
Albert could protect most teams' shins.
Oi.
Yeah. yeah, I mean, when we get back to the idea of, like, is there anything that you'd improve about anything that you would change about the weekend? Obviously, I would have actually gotten to the site earlier and getting out and playing.
Yeah, why were you so late?
Well, we got up. To be honest, I was up. Me and Ben were probably up at a reasonable sort of time. We got ourselves up, got ready, did everything we needed to do in the morning. I started chucking stuff in the car. We then went and had breakfast, which we probably did take a little bit longer on. I had to make a quick dash to the toilets. But yeah, so did all that sort of stuff.
Last night's curry.
Yes, that was it. That was the second time from last night's curry. So I did everything we needed to. Got our gear into the cars. By the time we actually got to the site, I think we got to the site for probably about 10:30, which isn't that unusual for it to get there a little bit late. Normally we're there before game starts, and we normally hit the field about 10:30. But this time we got to the site late. Gets down into the safe zone. And I'd planned on playing stock class.
Get shouted at by me through a tannoy.
Yeah, that was it.
Pretty
much, I pretty much walked down through the game zone, and you were like, as I was walking into the game zone, you started shouting at us about getting back on the field. It's like, I haven't even been on the field yet. But yeah, I decided I was going to play stock class all weekend. Well, at least on the Sunday. So I sets me stock class Phantom up. I fills a gauntlet thing with 10-round tubes. I sticks a few 12s in my pocket. Takes me Phantom out on the range. Went to fire the first shot, and it was firing like 200 feet per second. Tried again, 200 feet per second. Again, 200 feet per second. There's something not right here. So I went back in the safe zone. I was standing talking to Richie Wong. He says, check the valve spring. I was like, but I've already checked the valve spring. I know it's fine, but I'll do it. So I started taking the marker bits, and Richie had getting hold of it and undid the valve. And basically the valve stem was just snapped off from the cup seal. So that's the photo that I posted on my Facebook page. It's near good. It's broken, so I've now got to replace that. So I binned that. I thought, right, I'll grab me Sterling. So I grabbed me Sterling, takes out to put it across the chronograph, and the velocity was spiking all over a bit. And it was bouncing between like 240 up to 300 for the most part, and then I was getting the odd hot shot. So I thought, right, okay, it's fine. It's just had a couple of cups in, just had a couple of shims in it. It maybe needs to bed itself in. It should be fine. It should be fine. So the marker's shooting okay. The people around us saw that it was shooting fine. It was even shooting nice and straight. And I went into the safe area, filled my hopper up, went back to the chronograph. There was a ref there. Put it across the chronograph, and it went like 320, 320, 340, 350, 320, 340. And oh, for God's sake. So I took that in, just took my tank off, took my hopper off, dumped it in my kit bag, and grabbed my Phantom. By that point, it was like 11:30. So gets that sorted out. Went out in the game zone, played until they shouted, game over, for ceasefire for lunchtime. Came back in, and then the heavens opened. So yeah, I got hardly any game time in on the Sunday. Great.
Yeah, it's a shame, really, but yeah, I say stuff like the weather you can't help.
Yeah, well, that was it. I mean, the thing was, it was raining, and on the morning, it just wasn't that bad. My fans were helping keep my goggles, keep my glasses from fogging up, and it was going good.
Yeah, it was just like a gentle shower.
Yeah.
It was doable.
Yeah.
The lunchtime rain was just torrential.
Yeah.
Straight. It's you see rain that just goes straight down. And it doesn't have any angle to it. It was just that.
That's it. I believe somebody described it as Forrest Gump rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Hollywood rain.
Yeah, it was like the rain in the Truman Show where it just comes straight down. It was just like that. Gassy says I could have used these buttery smooth sniper. Well, that was the thing, Gassy. As soon as I got to me Phantom, Like my open class Phantom, that shot fine. That I've got no problems with. I can take it out my kit bag and it just works. But my original Phantom, the valve on that is probably about knocking on as old as me, because that Phantom that I had was the first Phantom that I bought. My stock class Phantom is the first Phantom that I bought, and yeah, it's probably knocking on as nearly as old as me. So it was probably about time that the valve stem was replaced, but it's just been unfortunate. But thanks to Paul, I have got some parts on the way, and I should hopefully, with fingers crossed, be able to replace it.
I've just seen Ben Rex's description of the rain. It went from drizzle to full swamp donkey.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. I don't think it was even a couple of minutes. It went from drizzle to boosh rain.
Yeah, it went from drizzle to we're starting the raffle to.
Yeah. Well, that was.
It was when one of them said, "Oh, we'll wait this blows over, and we'll restart the raffle." That's when the heavens opened. It was.
Yeah, we'll wait for this to blow over, and then it rains heavier.
Yeah. That's Gassie's just said only Rihanna has more umbrellas than were in use on Sunday. Yeah. Well, we started the auction and it was like the drizzle is getting like a little bit heavier, and I thought I'm not standing here in the rain like with that, just getting soaked and wet. I'm gonna nip over to the car and I'll just go get my umbrella. So I got the car, gets my umbrella out, and I thought, you know what it is? I've got my little camping seat there. I'll take that with us as well. And I got back to the raffle, pops my umbrella up, unfolds my chair, sits down, and it just blooshed.
That was nice and dry.
I mean, I was all right because I was stood over near the counter. I was under the normal shelter, but I also admit there was I don't know who it was, but there was a guy who was, I believe he was one playing for the Heroes.
Yeah.
When they said, "Oh, we'll go back to your shelters, we'll reconvene the raffle and all this lot."
Yeah.
He'd got one of these umbrella hat things on.
Yes.
And everyone had disappeared and gone back to the shelters and everything. And it was just stood there in the middle of the open area with his umbrella hat on.
Yeah.
Like with little kind of kitten eyes just blinking, with his 4 raffle tickets in his hands, just going, "We're going to continue."
Yeah.
But I'm here.
Yeah. Well,
we should be doing it now.
Yeah. Well, that was kind of my opinion as well. Like, I decided, well, I'm here. I'm gonna wait until it all starts off. I'm not moving again now that I was in my little chair with my little umbrella, looking like a mushroom.
Oh no, this guy, it was just like kind of, you could see he was like, it was curled up to try and hide his whole body under his little umbrella hat, and it's just like, I was just looking over at him and I'm thinking, you just really want them to do the raffle, don't you?
Yeah. I was tempted. I saw Cheryl had one of those little umbrella hats on as well at one point. I was thinking, I really wish I had one of those. Just like stick it in my kit bag, so next time it's raining at an event, I can just put that on.
Yeah, Liam's moves were impressive.
I was just laughing when Gassie's put it was like a scene out of Flashdance, but without the fit last boobs or the stripper pole.
And Richie Wong says, "What a feeling!"
Dear.
Did you notice by the end of the day I stopped calling them Poison Ivy and I was calling them Ariel?
To be fair, he'd gone, rather than him going back to the sea, he'd brought the sea with him, I think.
That's it. I was saying
that's why I was calling them Ariel for. I was waiting for something to start singing under the sea. Was that raining that much?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to add something to my kit bag for next year, and it's going to be an inflatable boat.
Yeah.
Just get yourself one of them ponchos. Honestly, that's the best tenner I've ever spent.
Yep. You can't go wrong with a poncho.
All the others, that are like that are 25 to 30 quid, but for some reason in that colour, in that pattern, it's only a tenner on eBay, free delivery.
Yeah.
And it's a proper heavy duty canvas as well. And ours lovely and dry.
The thing is, though, Albert, do you think that would pass Colin's shoulders?
Probably not.
2-man tent for me, so yeah, we'll probably would fit him alright.
Yeah, that wouldn't actually be a bad idea for us to either get myself another one or just stick mine in the bottom of my kit bag. Because it seems like the amount of games I've gone to this year where they've been raining, just something that would have been perfect at GCC for us to have had in my kit bag.
Just looking at the conversation between Gassy and Gavin in the chat. Oh dear. Ask Andy Searle about the umbrella. There we go. When he did his striptease, there was a guy near us saying he couldn't stop watching him, but he didn't mean it in a sexy way. It's to do with Liam stripping off at the end of the day.
And Gassy says it's like
Gassy says,
moths to a blue light.
Moss. You know it's going to hurt, but you can't help it.
Yep. But yeah, so slipping away from the talking about the game for a second.
I did not say porn show. I said Gav.
Yeah, that's like. Did you have one of them as well at the event?
Yeah, it was probably Liam.
Yeah, that was Liam every time he appeared out.
But yeah, so slipping away from the talking about the actual event. I know you saw them, Albert, but Colin, do you see the 50 cal first strikes?
I spotted them. Yes, I didn't have a good look at them.
They're cool.
They're so cute. They're tiny. Oh,
I wonder if they work in a JT Splatmaster.
Well, I think you'd have to single shot them because otherwise they'd stack together. No, have you ever?
Well, it is all plastic, so it wouldn't take much just to Dremel and shape it, and you could have a single shot. They say 50 strike, 50 cal first strike, like pump action.
The thing is, though, because it's the rounds themselves actually slip together. Right, the sort of they slide into each other.
There's an English test for you in the chat, Dex.
What? Wood.
Wood.
Yeah, who says moog? It's a mug. It's spelled M-U-G. I don't say moog, I say mug. Mug is spelled M-U-G. It's not moog. And hood is H-O-O-D. Hood.
Which is hood.
How do you spell wood?
How do you get H-U-D from H-O-O-D? It's not a hood.
A hood.
Yeah, I don't even know myself why I say hoodie instead of hoodie. But I say hood instead of hood. I don't know why I do that.
You say wood.
And yeah, wood. I don't know why I say that either.
Oh yes, you noticed that Mayhem.
Do they burst or just leave an exit wound?
Have you noticed that Mayhem have been teasing about a 10-man classic tournament?
No.
Ooh.
I did post up on your page and your page, but it only brought up the Iron City Classic, and it was a post from Mayhem saying, how do people think about a 10-man classic event at Mayhem? Bring back the glory days, and then it showed the video of the Iron Man Classic. But for some reason, when I posted up on your pages, it only said about the Iron Man Classic. It didn't have
I think that tends to happen when you share, when you share something that somebody else has shared, in meaning to share the post that they've shared. It never works, right? It tends to share the original share, if that makes any sense. I realize I've said the word share but 20 times.
It's like It's like I tried to share the cat show galleries from the game at the weekend, and it shared it like it was my own album.
Yeah. That's it. Sometimes when I share stuff to my Dexter's PB Lab page, it'll say, such and such has liked your album. And say it's not my album. I'm sharing it because I want to promote the person who's taking the photos.
Dex, you're a friend of Wolf, aren't you?
Yes.
On Facebook. Have you seen his Hump Day post? Jesus Christ.
Yes, I have. Ben says, need to get a dictionary according to Dex. No, you're free to say things how you want. It's just that's how I say things.
How you say them wrong.
I don't say them wrong. Well, I do say some things wrong. I can't deny that. I mean, by rights, I should say hoodie and wood. Wood. I can't say wood without saying saying it as if it's spelled WUD.
I'm going down the road to go and collect some wood.
Who says moog? Nobody says moog.
What are your guys' opinion on No More Paintfest?
Yeah.
Personally, I think you could see it happening.
Yes.
If you've been at most of the events just over the last few years, the numbers have dropped every year.
I totally agree, Colin.
And I dare say the one and main reasons is the price.
Yes.
The price for it has gone ridiculous.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that, Colin. That the price has gone up and up and up, and I know that there's the argument of, oh well, it hasn't actually gone up that much, but it definitely.
Well, it has.
Yeah.
I mean, the first year I attended Paintfest, it cost me about 55 quid. The last time I went, it cost me 90 quid.
Yeah.
And I've only been going for about 4 or 5 years. It's basically for the last few years, the early bird price has been the previous year's full price.
Yes. It seems it's almost like they've been pushing it, and it's sad because I mean I used to enjoy playing Paintfest.
I mean, Paintfest has been
guys,
can
you just talk between yourselves?
Weekend.
Can you just talk between yourselves? I'm gonna have to go for a second.
Okay.
He's going for the toilet. Right, Mayhem's original post was how about a classic 10-man at Mayhem? The classic format is coming back. Yes, 10-man was great and is coming back. Watch this video, which was the Iron City Classic, and you'll see what and why we fell in love with paintball. It was great back in the 90s and the early 2000s, the golden era when TV deals were looking promising and players were getting paid good money.
Yeah.
And then
it'd be good to see some more 10-man.
Classic.
It'd be good to see some more classic 10-man events.
Which is what I tried to share on your page, and I tried to share it on Dex's. It shared all right on my page for some reason on Click Clack, but not on Pump Fury or Dex's. So I don't know what was going on there. So
yeah.
I just hope that it's not an end altogether to the big game at the National Paintball Fields. I'm hoping that they're gonna maybe revamp it.
What I'm hoping is that rather than being the Diamond, because there's obviously the Diamond Wars is ending as well. I'm hoping that rather than it being Diamond Wars ending, it will be like Diamond Wars, but not called Diamond Wars, with a different story behind it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Just revamp it.
To bring in a new generation that are in from the start of it all.
Right, guys, while you're so quiet there for a second, I'm gonna have to cut in. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to end the stream there, because there is some kind of electrical problem happening with the house. So I'm going to have to go.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
These 50 pence pieces have run out in the meter.
That's
Is it
not the
sparking
problem,
where you've
Albert.
tried to Is it sparking where you've tried to hook up the McDonald's Wi-Fi?
No, very, very loud noise coming from another part of the house. That
Your vibrator?
what's that? Yeah, it basically sounds very similar to quite similar to a vibrator.
The anal intruder is there, blow for you.
Yeah, the anal intruder 5000. Anyway, yeah. Look, I'm really sorry, guys, but I'm gonna have to go. Hopefully,
Bye.
I'm gonna be able to sort this out, and I won't have to try and it won't keep us up all night. Anyway, right, I'll catch you later, guys.
Bye.
Really sorry. See you later.